Hello, thank you for taking the time to view our presentation on how the BMA can support you in preparing for your FY1 post and throughout your medical career. We hope you find this presentation informative and that it gives you a clearer understanding of the resources and guidance available to you as you take this exciting next step. First, let's cover details regarding your contract of employment. Resident doctors who train in Northern Ireland are employed by NIMTA, the single lead employer, also known as SLE. You will find contact details and useful information via the link on this slide. SLE will issue you with a statement of particulars, in other words a contract, within the first 8 weeks of employment to your HSCNI email address. These slides will run over the key parts of the contract, your terms and conditions, including what you'll get paid, how pay is determined, leave and rest, and the importance of monitoring. Resident doctor terms and conditions in Northern Ireland are often described as the New Deal. This slide details what your pay will entail based on salary information at the time of drafting, being 31st of March 2026. A Department of Health NI pay circular will inform any increase to pay effective 1st of April 2026, but this may be delayed and result in back pay being processed. On appointment as an FY1 in Northern Ireland, you can expect a starting base salary of £35,704 plus a banding supplement. Total pay entails the base salary and supplement together for band 1B, 1A and 2A as set out on the slide. Banding supplements are to recognise actual hours worked and the frequency of out of hours work. Pay banding affects what you get paid. Remuneration for hours in excess of 40 per week is calculated using a banding system subdivided on the basis of the amount of antisocial work. Band 2 is split into bands 2A and 2B, and Band 1 is split into bands 1A, 1B and 1C. 2A and 1A include all rotas that, within their respective hours limits, require the most frequent work at the most antisocial times, as defined by the banding criteria. 2B and 1B include all rotas that, within their respective hours limits, require less frequent and less antisocial out-of-hours work. 1C includes all rotas that require residents to work between 40 and 48 hours per week with a low-frequency, non-resident on-call pattern of work. F is in relation to less than full-time trainees who work less than 40 hours per week. Band 1, doctors work up to 48 hours of actual work per week. C, 20%, B, 40%, or A, 50%. Band 2, doctors work 49 to 56 of actual hours per week, B 50% or A 80%. Band 3, non-compliant posts. These posts do not meet the hour limits and rest requirements of your terms and conditions of service, 100%. The BMA Pay Band Calculator app can assist you in working out whether you are being paid the correct banding supplement. You can access the calculator via our website. So, for example, if you are on band 1A, your total salary will be £35,704 plus 50% gives £53,556. Monitoring is a contractual requirement for you and your employer. It is the only reliable way to determine the banding supplement. It takes place twice per year, spring and autumn, unless annual monitoring has been agreed. Monitoring can, however, take place more frequently at the request of you or your employer if there has been a change or the paper rota is not reflective of what happens in practice. You must monitor your hours accurately. You could be considered to be in breach of contract if you fail to submit a return. It can never be detrimental to an individual to monitor because of pay protection in a post. The monitoring process is via an electronic system in Northern Ireland called Allocate. The Trust, your host organisation, will notify you of when monitoring is planned to commence. You will be required to document all hours worked and record all breaks obtained. Don't forget to untick the natural break box if you do not get a natural break. If you work beyond or differently to your template rota, start early, finish late, providing a comprehensive and sufficient comment to explain why is helpful. If you routinely work beyond your contracted hours or do not achieve your natural breaks, then you should also raise this with management, for example, your service contact, educational and clinical supervisors, as soon as possible. Don't wait for monitoring. Generally speaking, when you rotate into a new placement, give yourself time to get to know the service and each other. If there is concern, retemplate hours and what happens in practice, raise it collectively. If you cannot get it resolved, contact SLE and BMA in good time for help. The working arrangement for FY1s in Northern Ireland is a full shift. A full shift working arrangement requires a resident doctor to achieve an uninterrupted natural break of 30 minutes after working approximately 4 hours continuous duty, and by no later than the end of the 5th hour. The way to indicate you did not get a sufficient natural break in the electronic monitoring system, Allocate, is to untick the natural break box in your return. The electronic monitoring hours picker depicts every 15-minute period. If you get a break, indicate it in the 15-minute picker, assuming you are getting a full 15 minutes. Please note attendance at teaching, X-ray, or work-related meetings, even with lunch provided, is not a natural break. Discussing and organising the jobs for the day ahead while taking a coffee is work. Natural breaks due are dependent on shift length. Shift duration, up to 5 hours, does not require any natural break. From 5 hours up to 9 hours, 1 natural break. From 9 hours up to 13 hours, 2 natural breaks. And from 13 hours up to 14 hours plus, 3 natural breaks. If you are routinely not able to take your breaks, you should raise this with your service, educational and clinical supervisors in the first instance and contact BMA for support if needed. In addition to the rules in your terms and conditions of service, the New Deal, there is health and safety legislation, WTR, which informs the absolute minimums in relation to hours and rest. WTR require the working week to be an average of no more than 48 hours per week over a reference period of 26 weeks. It also requires a period of 11 hours continuous rest a day off each week, and at least a 20-minute rest break every 6 hours. You can opt out of the WTR. Resident doctors can opt out of the 48 average hours limit to a maximum of 56 average hours calculated over a 26 reference period, but cannot opt out of the WTR rest requirements. For more information on opting out, please visit our website via the link in this slide. A common problem with resident rotas is that what is on paper doesn't reflect what is happening on the ground. If this is the case, it is wise to first make sure you have given reasonable time to become familiar with the working environment, team and systems. If difficulty persists, collectively raise your concerns with the service line management. Explain the difficulties and challenges, work out solutions together and put them into place. Request monitoring. Loop SLE in as they are your employer and contact BMA if you need help. Relocation and associated expenses. Resident doctors are entitled to assistance with additional costs associated to rotating to different hospitals, also known as hosts, for the sake of their training. This can be in the form of financial assistance in relation to relocation, which is capped. You can find out what the cap is by linking with the host. To qualify, a resident doctor must be on a rotational training programme, i.e. training consisting of at least 2 training placements and live at least 40 miles or more away from the host they are moving to. Alternatively, a resident doctor could be assisted by excess travel expenses. This is applicable where the resident doctor chooses to travel to the placement further away. The excess travel they receive is in the form of mileage expenses for the distance between their home and the host on the rotational programme that is closest to their home and the one that is further away. The standard mileage rates apply unless public transport can be relied upon. Holidays. The annual leave year runs from the start date of your appointment and you will be entitled to 5 weeks per annum. This is divided across the 3 F1 placements. As your level of seniority progresses, you will attract 6 weeks annual leave annually. In addition, you are entitled to 10 public holidays and 2 statutory days. If in the course of your duty you are required to be present in hospital or other place of work between the hours of midnight and 9 a.m. on a public or statutory holiday, you should receive a day off in lieu. Also, if you are on a non-roaded day on a public or statutory holiday, you would be entitled to time off in lieu. Annual leave is at the host's discretion on the basis of service needs. Annual leave cannot be unreasonably withheld and must be allowed for life-changing events, such as your wedding day. If you encounter difficulties, call BMA quickly. Sick pay. If you are off work due to sickness, you are entitled to 1 month full pay, followed by 2 months half pay during your first year of service. This increases with service up to 6 months full pay, followed by 6 months half pay after completing 5 years of service. BMA Financial Services can provide help with income protection. Cover for colleagues. Unless prospective cover arrangements are in place, hosts are obliged to obtain a locum to cover annual and/or study leave. Locum cover must be organised to cover sick leave and maternity leave, except in emergencies. It is the responsibility of the resident doctor to bring to the attention of the host the need for locum cover. However, it is the responsibility of the host to engage the locum. Regarding emergencies, your host should not ask you to cover for absent colleagues on a long-term basis. However, there are specific circumstances where you may legitimately be asked to cover the occasional brief absence of colleagues, as well as in exceptional emergency scenarios, and that sick colleagues will normally be covered only for short periods of absence. BMA interpret this short period to be 48 hours in length. This would not apply to foreseeable short-term of long-term rota gaps. There is an abundance of employment guidance on the BMA website. If you need help, check out the FAQ section, Resident Doctor Handbook, and Contract section first. You will find web links in this slide. If you still need help, contact us through the web form. The BMA has specialist advisors dedicated to offering individual employment advice. If you have a question or need advice about your contract, pay, or any other aspect of your working life, our web form is the best way to contact us. You will shortly be receiving a new contract outlining the terms and conditions of your new role. Ensure you check this document and understand it. BMA has guidance on the website to help you with this. The BMA is not an indemnity insurer and does not deal with patient complaints. We therefore recommend you seek this cover in addition to your BMA membership. As an independent trade union, BMA Northern Ireland is dedicated to protecting the collective interests of doctors in the workplace. At trust level, we do this through the LNC. The LNC is comprised of doctors of all grades from across the trust. There is also an LNC for SLE. LNC representatives play a vital role in representing doctors and dentists in your workplace, acting as a contact for colleagues to raise any issues or concerns and a conduit for information to and from the LNC. The LNC is also a useful vehicle for understanding the issues currently affecting doctors in Northern Ireland and the rest of the UK. No experience is required to become an LNC rep, but you do need to be a BMA member. As a BMA LNC member, you will have access to CPD accredited online training and local in-person training and the support of other members, some of whom are also active in other BMA committees and all willing to help. Furthermore, you will have direct access to a BMA full-time officer who is responsible for supporting local negotiating and associated activities in Northern Ireland. They can provide all the advice, assistance and encouragement you require to participate confidently and effectively in your LNC. LNC members normally meet 4 times a year, and for those members who attend the joint LNC meeting with senior management, there are a further 4 meetings. Your LNC colleagues and BMA full-time officer are always available to guide you as you gain the experience and skills for success in this area of medical politics. If you are interested in becoming involved, please contact Kirsty Coey, Member Relations Assistant, BMA Northern Ireland. You will find Kirsty's email address on this slide. We will now look at how the BMA can further support you now and throughout your medical career. The BMA helps members develop their careers and provides access to world-class learning resources. The extensive BMA library offers access to thousands of ebooks and other collections to support you through all stages of your career. Members of the BMA also receive free access to the British Medical Journal, a world-leading medical research journal, to keep you up to date with the latest medical news. Members also receive access to BMJ Learning, which can accelerate your learning with CPD accredited online modules based on the latest clinical evidence, as well as non-clinical topics to help progress your career. There are hundreds to choose from, and popular modules are detailed in this slide. BMA members also have access to Clinical Key, a clinical search engine for doctors, which is a point-of-care tool with the most up-to-date information that helps you make informed decisions on the go. Specialty Explorer also offers help with making an informed choice about what kind of doctor you would like to be. Specialty Explorer is a tool for BMA members that matches you with medical specialties that suit your preferences and can help you consider fields you may not otherwise have considered. To help with your ongoing career development, the BMA also provides a range of non-clinical webinars to help you develop professionally. Examples of popular webinars include Time Management, Leadership Essentials, and Communication Essentials. BMA members can also access a wide range of support. For example, you can explore your financial potential with our partner, Fidelius Medical, an independent financial advisory firm. Fidelius are experts in doctors' finances, so can create plans to get you where you want to be. The BMA Pensions Department is also on hand to give you guidance and represent your interests in relation to your pension. BMA Law is the BMA's legal services provider and can provide legal support for your home life, with BMA members receiving preferential rates. BMA members also have access to exclusive discounts. For example, Medisave UK Limited is a medical supplies distributor, and BMA members receive an exclusive 10% discount, which can be used to purchase a wide range of items, including stethoscopes, diagnostic devices, healthcare tools, and scrubs. BMA Lifestyle Discounts enables members to save money on the brands they love, with discounts available across a range of brands to help with the cost of living. Popular discounts include cinema tickets, Apple products, gym membership, high street gift cards, and hotels.com. The BMA also provides extensive wellbeing support. If at any time you need support or you would like to speak to someone in confidence, please know that we are here for you. Our BMA Wellbeing Support Services are open 24/7 to all doctors and medical students. You will have the choice of speaking to a counsellor or another doctor who you can contact for peer support. And finally, if you aren't already a member of the BMA, join. We can only support our members. To ensure you're receiving the most relevant information, please update your details, especially your email address, as this is our main way of contacting you, and please make sure to sign up for the communications you wish to receive by updating your communication preferences. You can do this by logging into your BMA web account. Don't forget to check your contract online and also take a look at the membership benefits available to you, and make sure you are using your membership to the full. If you are not a BMA member, you can join online today. Please visit the link or scan the QR code. Your student fee will remain in place until you start as an FY1. Lastly, please review the BMA Resident Doctor Handbook, which covers every aspect of a resident doctor's working life. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions or would like more information about how the BMA can assist you, please don't hesitate to get in touch. Wishing you every success as you embark on your journey as a resident doctor and beyond.